Opium eater. It's before my opium fix that my soul is sick. It kicks back and quakes, feeling life, and I go looking for some opium to claim me, some Orient east of the Orient. This life on board is going to kill me, days with nothing but a burning head, and though I try till I'm sick of trying, I can't find the catch to adapt myself. In paradox and astral incompetence, in folds of gold, I live my life, wavering wave where honour's a pratfall, and even pleasure's the ganglia of my illness. Through some mechanism of disasters, some machine with fake flywheels, I must pass through visions of gallows, in a flower garden without trellises hung in midair. I reel through the lace and lacquer of an inner life's handiwork. I sense I've got the knife at home that beheaded the precursor. I still expiate a crime in a suitcase my grandfather committed as a fine art. My nerves hang in the gallows, in bunches of 20, and I fall into opium as into a ditch. With the slumber touch of morphine, I lose myself in throbbing transparencies, and in a night full of diamonds, the moon comes up as my sign. Always a second-rate student, I do nothing but watch the boat's motion through the Suez Canal, directing my life, camphor in the dawn. Gone are the days I relished. I worked for nothing but the exhaustion that in me today is a kind of arm around my neck, suffocating and protecting me. Like everyone else, I was once a child. I was born in a Portuguese province, and I've known some English people who say I speak their language perfectly. I'd like to have poems and short stories published by Plon or Mercure, but I can't see this life going on. If there were just a few tempests on this trip. Life on board is a paltry thing, though people occasionally have a good time. I speak with Germans, Swedes, Englishmen, and the ache of living persists. I think it's not worth having gone to the Orient, seen India and China. The earth is always so small and the same, and there's only one way to live. That's why I take opium. It's a help. I'm convalescing from the moment. I live on the ground floor of thought, bored, watching life pass by. I smoke, I grow weary. Oh, for a place on earth far enough west, not to be east yet. Why did I visit the India that exists, if the only real one is the one in my soul? I am a poor wretch by legacy. Gypsies robbed me of my fortune. Perhaps not even on my deathbed will I find a spot to shield me from the cold. I pretended I studied engineering. I lived in Scotland. I visited Ireland. My heart is a little old grandmother begging for a pittance at the doors of happiness. Iron boat, don't land at Port Said. Turn back, I've no idea toward what. I pass my days in the smoking room with the Count, a French swindler, funeral party crashing Count. I return unhappy to Europe, doomed to be a sleepwalking poet. I'm a monarchist, but no Catholic, and I'd like to be much more intense. I'd like to have strong convictions and money, as a lot of dull people I've seen do. Today, alas, here is where I am, just a passenger on any old ship. I've no definite character whatever. More notable is that servant on board with his spiffy woolen outfit of a Scottish laird who's been fasting for days. There's nowhere at all I can go on being. My country is where I'm not. I'm sick and weak. The steward on board is a slyboots. He saw me with the Swedish woman. He guesses the rest. One day I create a scandal on board, just to give others something to say about me. I can't stand this life, and I find ominous these occasional outbursts of rage in me. I spend the day smoking, drinking things, American drugs that addle the senses. And I, smashed on nothing, if only my rosy nerves had a better brain to hang from. These lines I write with so much talent, it's unbelievable I hardly feel I've got any. The fact is, this life is a country place where a sensitive soul grows easily bored. The English are made to exist. There's no other people endowed with such tranquility. You throw them a penny and one of them turns out a smile. I belong to a type of Portuguese who, since discovering India, has been unemployed. Death's a certainty. I've thought about this a great deal. Life, the devil take, and let the people have it. I don't even read the book at my bedside. The Orient nauseates me. It's a straw mat rolled up, its beauty faded. I fall into opium without wanting to. You can't expect me to be straight, living a life like this. Honest souls with set hours for sleeping and eating. To hell with them. And that's really envy, because these nerves will be the death of me. Oh, for a boat to carry me off to a place where I'd want nothing I couldn't see. Nonsense. I'd still become tired in the same way. I'd like stronger opium to hurl me out of here into dreams that would put an end to me and stick me in some mud hole. Fever. If what I have isn't fever, I don't know how one has it and feels it. The main thing is, I'm sick. Well, friends, the hare's been snared. Evening arrives, the first dinner bell. It's time to dress. Social life to boot, that too. And just keep going till it starts coming out of the ears. Because this ends badly. And there has to be, wow, blood and a pistol at the end of all this restlessness inside me, with no way to resolve it. And whoever looks at me must find me banal, me and my life. Well now, a young chap, my very monocle says I belong to a universal type. How many souls are there to come, towing the line, and, like me, a mystic? How many, under the usual dinner jacket, won't feel the horror of life as I do? If I were at least as interesting outwardly as I am on the inside. In the maelstrom, I veer more and more toward the center. Doing nothing at all is my rumination. A good for nothing, but with every right to be one. Oh, if we could only spurn the others, and even with tattered elbows, be a hero, a madman, damned or dazzling. I feel like raising my hands to my mouth and biting them hard till it hurts. It would be an original pastime, and amuse others, the so-called robustious ones. The absurd, like the flower of India, never encountered there, awakes in my brain, tired of tiring itself out. My life, God, change it or end it. Leave me here in this chair till they come to lower me in the coffin. I was born to be a mandarin, a man of quality. but I just don't have the serenity, the tea, the straw mat. Oh, to leave here through a trapdoor and fall into my grave with a bang. Life tastes like a bland cigarette. I never did more than smoke life away. And what I really want is faith and some calm, and not be dogged by these confusing sensations. God, just end it all. Open the floodgates, and enough of this farce in my soul. In the Suez Canal, on board, 1914.